sure we all know Switzerland as the country of chocolate, watches, and banks. But we bet you had no idea of these 37 interesting facts about Switzerland. 1. The Swiss marry late. The average marriage age for Swiss men is 31.8 and 29.5 for women. On the other hand, the divorce rate in Switzerland is about 43%. And the average age for Swiss women to have their first child is 30.4 years. Which makes them the oldest women in Europe to do so. 2. CERN is located within its borders. The world's leading particle physics laboratory CERN is located within Switzerland's borders. Finding universities in Switzerland for international students will be an easy choice because Swiss degrees in STEM are prestigious and they offer many scholarships. 3. University is cheap-ish. E.g. in the Distinguished University of Geneva, tuition fees are at 500 Swiss francs per semester, which means 1,000 Swiss francs for a single academic year. This price range is generally seen in public universities. But you can easily find more expensive private ones. Still, comparing it to colleges in the US, it's a bargain. 4. Switzerland has 7,000 lakes. Eschinen Lake, Bernese Oberland, Switzerland. With an area of 580.03 square kilometers, 224 square miles, Lake Geneva is the largest lake in Switzerland. It is shared with France, 40.47% is within French territory, where it's known as Lac Léman. The largest lake completely within Switzerland is Lake Neuchâtel with a surface area of 218.3 kilometers. For the most part, the water is so clear that you can drink out of rivers and lakes. Only if you cannot see the bottom of a lake is it considered dirty. 5. Owns lots of guns, but has the lowest crime rates. Amongst industrialized nations, Switzerland has one of the highest rates of gun ownership. However, that does not necessarily have to lead to more crime. Switzerland has nearly half the gun-related deaths the United States has. Switzerland actually has one of the lowest crime rates of all industrialized countries. In 2010, there were only 0.5 gun murders per 100,000 people, compared to 5 100,000s in the US. It's important to be noted that the reason for this great amount of people owning guns in Switzerland is since this country has mandatory military service. After they finish their service, all of them are supposed to take their assault rifles or pistols at home, however, without ammunition. 6. The most innovative country in the world. In 2018, Switzerland ranked first for the 8th consecutive year as the most innovative country in the world in the Global Innovation Index. In particular, the Canton Vaud's economy has undergone some major transformations. From a farming-based economy in 1860 to a land of start-ups today. Vaud's economy is now one of Switzerland's biggest and fastest growing, thanks to its large services sector, diversified manufacturing base, and focus on niche markets. 7. It's very small. Switzerland in the world map. Switzerland is approximately 41,277 square kilometers and its population is 8.42 million. Comparing it to US states, California is almost 10 times bigger than Switzerland or nearly the size of Vermont and New Hampshire combined. 8. 25% of the population is foreign. Switzerland has one of the highest proportions of internationals among all nations, about 24.6% in 2015. More than 80% of the foreigners living in Switzerland are from European countries. And almost half of them come just from France, Germany, Italy, Portugal. With 19 entries per 1,000 inhabitants on average in 2014, Switzerland is leading the European immigration countries. Far ahead of Germany 11, UK 9.8, Spain 6.6 and France 5.1. 9. One of the countries with the highest quality of life. Switzerland may have some of the most expensive cities in the world to live in, but its citizens get value for money. According to the Social Progress Report, medical, nutritional, and access to basic knowledge is where the country shines. Its index is 88.87 out of 100. 10. The least obese European country. It might have never crossed your mind, but another reason Switzerland is a good country to live in is for a fit life. The Swiss country is the least obese European country with only 17.5% of the population being obese. If you lived in the US, you'd be double more likely to be obese since 33% of the country are. 11. One of the most expensive places to live in. Francs in a wallet. Both the Worldwide Cost of Living Survey and the Mercer Cost of Living Survey found Zurich to be the world's third most expensive city. Zurich is also the most populated canton with 402,762 inhabitants. The median home price there is 13,000 Swiss francs per square meter, while the average monthly rental price 2,324 Swiss francs for a 3-bedroom apartment. However, the average salary is 103,296 Swiss francs, so it's not like they can complain. 12. Is home to 2 of the most livable cities in the world. The concept of livability assesses which locations around the world provide the best or the worst living conditions. They look at 5 broad categories of stability: healthcare, culture and environment, education and infrastructure. 2 of the most livable cities turn out to be Zurich and Geneva. 13. It's a Nobel Prize machine. Switzerland is not only known for its banks but also for being a global player in the academic field. Swiss universities have produced 113 Nobel laureates, and most of these Nobel Prize winners are scientists. 14. They drink a lot. The Swiss population consume 36 liters of wine, 56.5 liters of beer and 8.4 liters of pure alcohol per person per year. And these are new data which show consumption has actually gone down. It's normal for 20% of the Swiss people to engage in binge drinking, 4 to 5 drinks in a sitting, at least once a month. As a result, there are 1,600 alcohol-related deaths in Switzerland each year. Some are the result of booze-fueled accidents, while others are caused by the long-term effects of alcoholism such as liver problems. There are about 250,000 alcoholics in Switzerland, or 3% of the population. 15. They have 4 national languages. Their 4 national languages are French 20.4%, German 64%, Italian 6.5% and Romansh. 16. Switzerland is aging, life expectancy is high. In the 1950s the median age was 32 years old, but it's growing every year. In 2015, the median age of Switzerland's population was 42.2 years. On the other hand, Switzerland claims the highest percentage of people over 100 in Europe, and has the second highest life expectancy after Japan. Of course they're going to live long, having in mind the cleanliness of the air, the abundance of walking trails, and the availability of high-quality health care. 17. Less than 15% of the Alps are actually Swiss. The Swiss Alps are the highlight of any tour to Switzerland. Even though less than 15% of the Alps lie within Switzerland, it's the country that people most closely associate with the Alps. 18. Low unemployment rates. In 2017 statistics, Switzerland's unemployment rate amounted to around only 4.8%. This low number is due to its fairly prosperous and stable economy. Single quote. The majority of employed workers in the country possess a relatively high level of education and are specialized, which essentially allows for the country to offer high-end jobs with higher wages, and often guarantees a higher level of productivity and efficiency. 19. Highest salary and job security. As a result of its economic stability, Swiss adults have on average the most amount of money compared to the average amount around the world. Beating out countries such as the US, Switzerland has the 3rd highest salary and job security out of all OECD countries. Swiss workers earn an average of $57,082 per year. 20. Switzerland has 208 mountains and the highest number of peaks in Europe. Switzerland is home to 208 mountains over 3,000 meters high. A beautiful experience for in-shape hikers is the Chamonix-Zermatt Haute Route, a 12-day classic alpine trek that will bring you straight to the well-recognized Matterhorn. Switzerland has more high peaks than any other country in Europe, with 48 that are above 4,000 meters. 21. Assisted suicide is legal and it attracts suicide tourists. According to Swiss law, anyone who is of sound mind and who has, over a period of time, voiced a consistent wish to end their life can request a so-called assisted voluntary death or AVD. However, people must commit suicide by their own hand, for example by taking the medication themselves.